Ask Reddit asks Redditors who own multiple pets, what's the drama going on amongst them right now? I bought a clownfish for my tank recently. My neon goby has been hiding in the rocks ever since. I think he feels like a stranger in his own home now. Edit. Thanks for the silver. It's my first.
The clownfish is probably being a dick as clownfish tend to be.
With friends like these, who needs anemones?
My mum's 10-year-old cat is staying with us for a few days. Our golden retriever loves cats but has never spent a ton of time around them until now. He is absolutely enchanted by her. He follows her around all day so he can watch her do cat things. Like scratch a scratching post, or tinkle in a box, or roll around in catnip. He keeps trying to roll around in catnip himself and is newly confused every time something magical doesn't happen to him. She is unimpressed by her big new friend, but we can tell she secretly likes him. Edit. Pet, URL redacted, LYQZCKT, edit 2. As thank you for the gold. Here's my URL redacted, YSPX6SC, trying to cat, and thanks for the silver too. Closing parenthesis dot. We're currently pet sitting a friend's tortoise while their family is on vacation. We took the tortoise out to walk in the grass while we were doing yard work. And our dog decided to take on the role of nanny and follow it around, barking at the cats when they came too close.
Ha, my tort chases the dogs, cats, and chickens. Edit. I feel I should add that. 1. He can get going pretty fast. And 2. I have German shepherds. He's chasing fully grown shepherds.
My kitten is stealing food from my older cat's bowl. So the older cat sticks out her paw and trips the kitten whenever she walks past.
The dog and cat food we had used to have looked so similar that my cat would go downstairs into the K-line war zone, pick up the dog food with her mouth, walk it all the way upstairs, and drop it in her own bowl for safekeeping. Either that or she is just a bitch, which is very likely.
Honestly, such a cat thing to do. Love it.
My fish mind their own business mostly. But a few weeks ago, one of the tetras I had for quite a long time started dying. The first sign of impending death in a fish is the swim bladder failing. So they swim sideways, upside down, or just stop moving and then suddenly jerk. After living peacefully in harmony for as long as I had kept them together, one of my angelfish took this opportunity to eat one of the tetra's eyeballs. The other angelfish started picking at it too while it was suffering. I just killed the fish myself to put it out of its misery rather than getting eaten alive. Brutal. My cat is pretty old now, so eats small portions of her meals over several hours. My dog has started sneaking into the kitchen and eating her meal before she's done. She then comes back and sees that her food has been eaten and so meows incessantly until someone in the house gives her more food. Whenever she sees my dog, they have a standoff where she snarls at my dog. So we'll catch them in a few dollars more style stare off many times during the day. She also goes and makes it a point to drink my dog's water instead of her own in retaliation.
Well, for a long time, 7 years this year, Dusty ate on the right and Misty ate on the left, side by side. Then one day earlier this year, Dusty decides she doesn't want to be a right eater anymore. So she has now unilaterally moved over to the left. This has completely puzzled Misty, who doesn't understand at all why things have changed, and will now sit there to the left of the bowl watching Dusty eat for a minute before realizing she has to go around to the right now. The bowls are the same. The food hasn't changed. Dusty just decided the right side wasn't for her anymore and now she wants to be a left-sided eater. And Misty just has to deal with it. Cats, I don't know.
Lol, funny you should ask. Just this very moment, the dog backed up onto the couch because the cat growled at her. The dog really wants to play and be friends, but the cats won't give her the time of day.
My new kitten is trying hard to get adopted by my dog, but she offers nothing more substantial than grudging tolerance.
Kitty doesn't like puppy. Puppy too scared to fight back. In a few years that puppy will weigh 90 pounds. And will sleep on the floor because the cat is sitting on the dog bed.
Tale as old as time.
Removed. We are currently integrating an adult and fat rat with 3 younger ones.
He's not aggressive unless they climb into his enclosure, particularly his felt cube. Nothing worrisome though. However, he's tired of the younger ones smacking him in the face and darting away because he's too fat and slow to catch them. Rats can die of loneliness and depression, so it's important for them to have buddies. Edit. The comments are 50-50. They're either stories about rattos or, I must be a rat because I'm dying of loneliness. A rat's brain chemistry is extremely similar to our own, so the depression they feel from being alone is very much akin to our own. Rats are magnificent creatures, smart, clean, and have bright personalities, so if you're coming to the conclusion that you are a rat, that means you too are a magnificent creature.
Rescued African grey hates everyone. Her only joy is terrorizing the cockatiels. Cockatiels protest and evacuate their cage. Ag sneaks in to eat their food. She is supposed to be in a restricted diet. No one wins.
Parrots sound fun, but I honestly have no urge to take care of a screaming toddler for 65 years. I'll stick to budgies. KTHX.
In bird culture, this is considered a dick move. Edit. Thanks for the silver and gold. Kind strangers.
The girl ferret taught the boy ferrets how to get into the closet. Because she likes to feel smart and thinks she won't get in trouble if it's the boys doing it. I also caught her teaching the boys how to unzip the cushions on the couch in their room to hide inside. She is too much sometimes. The sneaky scoundrel.
Oh my god, you described my female too. I used to have 2 males and a female. She really was very smart, outsmarted the other 2 and they were not dumb either. She also used to teach the other 2 nasty tricks like rolling the toilet paper out or once they dug a hole under the sofa to sleep in.
I always hear ferrets are smart. But how smart are we talking here?
The peacock keeps rattling his feathers at the cats. They don't seem to care. But it's usually a mating behavior which seems a little misplaced.
Lol, my bearded dragon would start the mating dance with my friend every time he came over. Just him for some reason.
Encourage them. Think of the babies, double assholes who will barf on your shoes with beautiful plumage.
I have a cat and a dog. We are currently living in a 2-bedroom apartment, since we just relocated, while we wait to move into our house. Cat and dog are both unhappy with the lack of space. But dog has it slightly better because he gets to travel 16 floors down the elevator to take a walk around the city twice a day. However, dog is now bearing a noticeable grudge against cat, since we've started taking cat up and down the corridors for daily walks. He hears the clink of the leash as we put it on cat and comes running, ready for another walkie. The look of confusion and betrayal in his eyes is harsh. His usual level of token harassment of cat, to be expected in any cat-dog relationship, has definitely increased.
Not right now, but I grew up with possibly the only lazy Australian shepherd on the planet. Ruby. When she was 10 we adopted a second Aussie. Katie. Katie was a sweetheart who wanted to play catch all day. Ruby was a grump who wanted to catch Katie's ball and sit on it. Ruby was always a bit of a chonker. But her drive to ruin Katie's fun was so strong she lost weight running to steal her ball. Edit. Wow, this blew up. I'm loving everyone's stories. I'm at work right now, but here are 2 very low quality MTG cards I made of Ruby and Katie in like 2011. URL redacted. Edit 2. My first Reddit gold. Thank you.
Left the cockatiels with the neighbor when I went away for a week. Neighbor did a great job, but I'm not sure they got as much human interaction as they usually do. Got home and bird 1 now sounds exactly like bird 2. I'm assuming bird 2 was bored and spent the week talking his brother's earholes off. Cue duets of PEEKVOO and maniacal laughter. It's cute, but it's loud, and it weirds me out not being able to tell them apart by sound.
I had the opposite happen with our African grey as a kid. We left her for a week with our neighbor, who had a very thick Valley girl accent. For the next 8 years, she insisted on greeting everyone with a P. Girl. Cat got a good whack on the dog's nose today. Can't really fault the cat. She made it very clear she wanted to be left alone. Dog didn't get the message. Until it was too late. Message received. At least for a little while. Doggo will try and make friends again soon.
My puppy understood the whacking to mean the cat didn't want to play. Then we taught the puppy to high-five. He got so excited the next time the cat held up a threatening paw and immediately high-fived him. The cat was not nearly as impressed as I was.
My blind pug gets upset when the big deaf dog goes near her, touches her. And the big deaf dog has no idea she is angry, barking, growling about it. I'm living in a tiny circus. Eta. The pug is a wrinkly old 11-year-old girl and the big deaf dog is a Catahoula puppy.
Do you have a mute dog by any chance? It's suddenly sweltering. We have one fan. And 2 cats. Needless to say, some issues are arising. And positions in front of the fan are becoming more and more contentious. Note: I don't seem to factor into their considerations much.
That must be a shitty third-hand breeze with all the hair lol.
6 and 2 Yo Maltese and around 4 or 5 Yo cat. The 2 Maltese play with each other all the time. The 2 Yo really wants to play with the cat. But the cat wants nothing to do with it. No fighting. But the cat will do her hissy yell to get the dog to go away. She also swats. But it's harmless. Cat's previous humans had her declawed neutral face.
My cat is not declawed and I've come across her with one of her claws in my dog's eyelid. She hates him, but he loves her so much. He doesn't mind that her claw was in his eyelid because he just wants to be friends. 3.
My dog keeps crying at my pet mice. She'd do it for hours if I let her. But I'm not gonna have her stressing them out. As for the mice, one cries whenever the other sniffs her. But she also cries when she can't open seeds fast enough to eat them. Plump as can be. And no injuries. She's getting better at not squeaking at everything. I think she's just anxious.
How are mice for pets? I have pet rats. I love my girls, but I am thinking that at some point I would love to try owning mice too. So small and cute. Heart.
I have 2 working breed dogs. One rescue and amp, one from an accidental litter, spay and amp, neuter. Folks. Closing parenthesis dot. 0 The collie loves all humans. Tolerates calm dogs. And keeps himself neat and amp, clean. His brother, Math. However, really irks him in the ways only a brother can, plus he's part blue heeler and very rough. But very playful. Downright boisterous. I love my dogs. I really do. 0 is best dog, and Math is most dog, because they're 2 completely different dogs who look very similar but have nearly opposite needs, outside of food and affection. We have 2 varieties of 3 different color balls in the house. To make sure there are duplicates. Since these jerks will fight over a single toy if their mouths can both fit on it. Pulling in opposite directions, but it's no longer enough to have 6 different balls available. It seems they've started scuffling over the same color ball, either the blue or the green. Not a red, orange, or pink right when they come back from a walk. 0 immediately claims rights to a ball in the corner but growls defensively instead of picking it up. And Matha just likes messing with him and B gets obsessed with taking any ball he wants. Math dives in and 0 gets pissed. They latch onto each other's faces for a minute and make a racket. I break it up and they go to their separate kennels. This has happened 3 times in the last 2 weeks. No bloodshed, but it still ruins the mood. They had previously been creating artificial scarcity by moving all but 1 ball into another room. To then scrap over it like no others exist in the universe. We went from 3 balls to 6 as a preventative measure. This is where we've now ended up, I guess. As it's always something with these 2 has been for the last 8 years. They're both idiots.
Anniversary is coming up next week, so wife thought it would be a good idea to get collars for our cats. The oldest cat keeps biting at everyone's collars now because he used to be the only one that had a collar. But his son seems to get it the worst because they both have bow ties and he doesn't like his son to shine.
Wait, how do cat bow ties follow logically from your anniversary? I feel like there's a sizable gap of knowledge here.
Cats in bow ties needs to exist.
2 cats plus 1 dog. Only one pile of warm, freshly cleaned laundry.
Who usually gets to the pile first?
Betsy the danger noodle is outgrowing her tank and is making her displeasure known. Abby the pug and Chewy the Pekingese are fighting over who gets to lay on the couch.
Haha. Betsy the danger noodle is displeased. I'm dead. I love it.
A stray cat recently sat outside our window teasing our indoor cats, which freaked all our indoor cats TF out. Somehow, in the confusion, one cat attacked her brother and now growls anytime he comes near her.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and above all, have an excellent day you wonderful people.